665 a lot, and this format feels a lot like 665 with without some of the more obnoxious cards in it, which is nice. Greenpaw Emancipator is a total bomb, an easy first pick here. Other cards that are reasonable in this pack that aren't Greenpaw Emancipator are Reap, Hatchery Malvoker. I really like Ashwood Transmuter, but Ruby tends to stay pretty open in this format, it feels like, so I don't think I'd first pick and move into Ruby. But the Greenpaw Emancipator is, like, an easy take here. I think if there was, like, a garbage rare in this pack, I'd probably snag the Reap. One of the things that's really important to do in this limited format, it feels like, is stay open. You don't want to commit to 1 or even 2 thresholds with your first couple of picks. I've had a number of drafts that ended up 2 1s and 3 O's where, like, my first 5 or 6 picks were 3 or 4 different charge worth of cards that I didn't really focus in until, like, my second pack. Yeah, that pick popped quickly. There are some tribal cards. In fact, there's a bunch of Venom and Spider synergies in this limited format. I think Dark of Night is just like one of the best removal spells in this format. It just destroys an opposing troop as a quick action unconditionally, and then it gives you a Nightfall to drain your opponent out. So I think I'm gonna take the Dark of Night. The Reap is a little bit cheaper, but it's basic, so I can't respond to things with it. And the fact that it's only 1 blood threshold gives it kind of a leg up. If I wanted to stay in wild battle preparations, is okay, but I think I'd rather take a piece of premium removal, because there's no guarantee that the wild cards are going to continue to flow for me. This pack, there's nothing super exciting up here. I don't think I want to move into Sapphire for a Guardian Gralk. Daybreak Diviner doesn't seem particularly exciting either. I think I'm happy to go ahead and snake a Butcher here. There's no other wild cards in this pack that are very good. There's just a Gift of the Manti. Yeah, Butcher's like a playable piece of removal. Just destroy target exhausted troop. Wow, just like mono good blood removal coming our way. Blightbush is a quality wild threat, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pick up this Rockcast here. I enjoy being able to kill all of the things. I actually don't think Kaigalichu's very good in limited. Not only is the 21 health kind of a liability, but, like, you're reasonably going to get to 8 charges most games, which means you're going to mill 6 cards off the bottom of your deck. Which means, like, decking becomes a very real liability. What do you want, Jake? You want this? Or you want Cheerios? Which one? Which one? Pick. Pick your favorite. You don't want your crackers? You can pick one of these two. This pack's pretty terrible. I kind of want to play this Greenpaw Emancipator, and there's nothing else that I'm really interested in playing. I don't think the Storm Dancer is very good with the Wild or the Blood Gem, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab this Wild Ice. I like Ice a lot. Which of these do you want, dude? You want to just sit in my lap? You can sit in my lap. That's fine. You just got to let Dad put the cereal back down. Hello, oldest son. It's been a little while since you've been on a daytime stream. We've been streaming in the mornings while you're at school. There's nothing super exciting in this pack either. I guess the Dread Factory could be pretty good. We could end up in a Spider deck still. Like, Vilefang Emirate is a common, so we might be able to pick some of those up. I guess I could also just grab the Zentoss Hunger. Like, sacrifice a troop gain for. I'm going to take the uncommon here just in case we end up on the Spiders deck. You want some of these? Yep. Oh, there's 1 pack left. And again, like, just because I pack one, picked one, this Greenpaw Emancipator doesn't mean we're going to force wild. We're going to want to make sure that other wild cards are coming around. This Shoku's Garden's pretty good. Makes it difficult to race us. We might end up in Blood Wild. Choku's Garden Team Fight. It's like not a super powerful card, but like a fine power level. That's... I mean, I assume with that change that they're getting rid of the Immortal Q, Tom. The Immortal Q doesn't need to exist with that change, I would imagine. Hunger or Lackey? I think I'd rather have Hunger. Probably working our way towards a Zorath deck at this point. I would assume the Immortal Q is either going away, or if it's not going away, I agree that that's not a great idea. But yeah, I would expect the Q not to be there anymore. Okay, weird. Yeah, I definitely don't think the change is going to help that Q fire. That's a small miss on their part then. It's just Casualty of War. I guess Verdant Mixologist is pretty good too. I don't mind Ramping. I don't think Casualty of War is particularly good. I think I'm going to draft that. I love drafting Nature's Reigns on the wheel in this format when I'm in Wild, just because like destroying artifacts and constants is really good in this format. I think there's a few different decks that want to use Banner Champions. I mean, I would expect the 3-round events to pick up in popularity. I don't think those are unreasonable. The 3-round events sound great. Like, the 3-round events give people, like, a good focused amount where they could, like, go and get tickets there. I feel like I might have missed a signal. You have stuff right there. What is your problem, dude? It's yours. Go ahead. Eat it. Gosh, kids. I feel like I might have missed a signal on moving into Ruby. Like, there was still a coin in that pack. There was a Flame Guard, like, with 5 picks left. You don't want your systems to be too, like, a cremate 4th to last pick. Let's see, I probably should have ended up on Ruby. I don't know, there's infinite different ways they could fix it, and everyone decides to put their hand in the cookie jar. Like, honestly, I think the on-demand queue only awarding tickets makes the on-demand queue kind of silly. So this is like $1. I think I'd rather have Iron Maw. Iron Maw's really good in this format. It fights a Diamond, Ruby, or a Sapphire Troop, and it costs 4. And you can put Skyguard in it. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and draft the Iron Maw and gift someone this Ardent Crusader for $1. Blight Bush is pretty good. 10 out of 10, gonna go ahead and pick that guy up. It's a 2/2, and then when it dies, it makes 2 1/1s. Do you want these? The problem is Gin and Tonic, like, you don't, like, adding a weekly event, I think I would rather just, yeah, I like what they set up with the weekly events with the small plat entry fee. I think that's great. It is pretty good. Make 2 Dreadlings every turn. Need to find, like, some Dreadling payoffs at some point. Like, maybe this War Bunny will wheel for us. Seems fine to pick up. Give us some extra bombs for our Verdant Mycologist to accelerate us into. I mean, like, there's no reason for them. Started playing a budget version of your Turbo PA deck, and man, I gotta tell you, I love it. So many good decisions to be making. So much fun drawing all these cards and vomiting troops in like 2 days. I went from never played a game to gold 2. I wish you hadn't made it so popular, getting tired of the beer. Nice. That deck's a lot of fun. Stourling! With the 6-month resubscription. Thank you very much for the continued support. I'm not sure why my notification's not popping up, but I do appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Half a year. Long time. Yeah, the PA deck's really good. The Consult and Cassia being like those last missing pieces of the puzzle, like I was pretty close to the current iteration of the deck, but the person that played it to a 5-2 finish in the bash 2 weeks ago added Cassia and Consult, and like we just recognized that with those additions we just wanted to max out on Cyclone Shapers. It was like really, really good. I would love this ice, but I think I want the War Bunny at this point. I've got a few Dreadling generators at this point, and I really don't have any good payoffs for them, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this War Bunny as a payoff. It gives all of our Shroomkin +1 power, and also, like, this is funny because it makes, these are Shroompid as well, so it actually works with the Green Paw Emancipator as well. Cottontail Explorer seems fine. I guess Cannibalize is pretty good too here. I'm going to grab Explorer, I think. Hopefully we can grab a Cannibalize later. I don't think either of these cards are going to wheel. I'm always sad when I see a pack late like this that has, like, 3 really good commons that I would really love 2 of in it. You think it's Festering Decay? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I guess I have enough Dreadlings at this point. I don't think I want another Butcher. It's better than Crossing Stone. Smash Magus is kind of a payoff for Dreadlings, so that's kind of nice. I don't hate 6/6s for 4. Wonder if this is a Shoku deck. This card is great. It just makes attacking and blocking so miserable for your opponent a lot of the time. It's like a 2-1 for 2. Call of the Week's not bad. It's a little expensive. I don't know that we're always going to have the highest power thing. Second Dread Harvest might be fine. Dread Harvest and multiples are pretty good. I'll probably end up getting all the sleeves just from, like, enjoying the format. Takahiro? I can see Takahiro. Maybe we have enough Dreadling generation that we don't need it from a champion power as well. Can see that. There's a little bunny foo-foo. So, like, the problem is that, like, I don't know that they have enough people. I don't know what our player base looks like, so maybe we have enough people to support 2 on-demand queues. The biggest problem with the Hex, the free Immortal queue is that I kind of stopped playing the free Immortal queue because I was enjoying Immortal, but, like, it felt like half or more of my matches, I was getting queued into people that were, like, playing these. They just, like, saw it was a free queue with a prize, and they were just, like, joining with these nonsense decks that, like, weren't actual Immortal decks, so it was just, like, I was winning a lot of the time when I was playing against them, but, like, they weren't interesting or good games of Hex because, like, my deck was full of, like, real powerful Immortal cards, and their deck was, like, starter cards, basically. And I feel like if they're keeping that queue around, they need to make more of a distinction there, so, like, Because, like, that's a feel bad for the new players, too, right? Like, you queue in with your new player deck and, like, because it's this free queue. None of these cards are very good. I guess I'll take this in case we find something we want to splash in the third pack. Like, and again, this is a good example of why, like, you don't want to commit to anything too early. Like, we ended up going with the first 2 shards that we ended up drafting, and, like, I have, like, 21 playable cards that I'm only into the second pack, so, like... Yeah, exactly. It says unranked, which is technically correct, right? Like, it is technically correct in that it's unranked. And I think another part of it was new players had free cards that had rotated out of standard, so, like, they weren't queuing into the constructed ladder because their decks weren't legal there. Man, ask me what it's like sometimes, just the on-shard well for the rare draft / fixing in the third pack. Pack 3, pick 1. Thanks, Corey. I appreciate it. Got my back. I just have him on retainer. It's a monthly fee. I don't pay him specific amounts to do things like this. It's just one monthly retainment fee to make it happen. So for those who are unfamiliar with Hex, this is just a resource that's fixing, but it's rare. So this card is a constructed staple. All of these rare well resources are constructed staples, so they're worth a good bit of plat. Yeah, the whitelist is a perk of being exalted. Huh. Do I want a War Bunny or a Dread Botanist? Or I think I want another stream of Dreadlings. Hopefully the War Bunny wheels back around. And this is actually a great pack for us because we're getting it early. I wouldn't mind getting a War Bunny or an Eager Lackey back out of this pack. Nature's Range or a Casualty of War, like a fine Constellation Prize, maybe in the Blight Bestowed. I think Botanist is the card I want here. Web Spinner Prelate is another payoff similar to the War Bunny. This gives all of our spiders Rage 1 and Dreadlings are spiders, so I think I want that. I can see Arachnophobia or even Paravaphy being the picks here, but I think I want another payoff to make my Dreadlings scarier. Which removal do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I started with 4 pieces of removal. I could see this. I could see this being the take here. Just like answer target problem, put some eggs in their deck. This card's very powerful. Yeah, let's do that. The Prelate might wheel. And this or another Coyote enters play. No, that's not very good. Whenever an opponent takes damage, in turn they get a Spider. That's okay. It's a nice aggressive card. I think I want the Lithe Lyrist. I like the constant ramp this provides. Pretty reasonable troop. Blocks opposing Dreadlings. And again here, like, look at how many playables we have. We already have to cut some things here. Yeah, I think it's pretty likely that one of those two. Yeah, we've got a lot of 4s and 5s, so, like, I've got one Mixologist and one Lithe Lyrist now. I think I'm actually going to cut this Cottontail Explorer, because Cottontail Explorer is kind of at odds with Dread Harvest. Dread Harvest encourages me to play less resources, while Cottontail Explorer encourages me to play more. A Blight Bush, wow. Huh. That better than Dread Apprentice? This card is so good. think I want the Blight Bush. This card's like super obnoxious to attack into in the early game. Generates a lot of good value. Hey! Yeah, of course these packs have been gas. I wouldn't be whitelisted if they weren't gas. Another life, and a Verdant Mixologist. Cheap Shot's not terrible either, though. There's a lot of annoying X1s in this format. How do we feel about the Cheap Shot? I almost feel like it's the Cheap Shot here. Either of these could be good too, though. My gut likes to kill things. I think I want to just kill things. I feel like my opponents have played enough cheap shots against me in this format that made me sad that, like, that's a card I should be playing. This card's great. 2-1 for 3 with lethal, so it's soft removal, and if you scrounge 2, it becomes a 5-4. Card's very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. I've got 26 cards in my deck right here, so I need to cut probably 2 of them. Play about 16 resources with these Dread Harvests. Naive Lackey's fine. Wonder if I want to draft this as a board card for against Ada. I definitely don't want to. I don't know if the Naive Lackey's going to make the main deck cut. I think I'm going to draft this for my board. Maybe Smash Magus isn't good enough here. It's kind of a clunker. Nothing super exciting in this pack. I'm going to cut the Ardent Officer in case someone was hoping that was going to wheel to them. I'm going to put another Nature's Rain in my board. Guess maybe I don't want a third. I'll take a Vine Lash for Ada. Naive Lackey's fine. It's like nothing to write home about, but like it's certainly acceptable. I don't think Casualty of War is very good in this format. God, the Arachnophobia Wield. You want the Shoku's Garden? That might not be good enough. I haven't really gotten quite the Dreadling payoffs that I wanted. We like have a couple of scrounge cards, but not a ton. Yeah, Dread Harvest is good because it gives you a resource, right? Like, this is a 2-cost that, like, generates you some scrounge value. God, there's so many good Ruby cards that went late in this draft. I mean, I didn't end up hurting for playables in the shards that I'm in here, but, like, man, there were a lot of good Ruby cards going late in this draft. God, the Verdant Mixologist Wield. What am I cutting for that? Am I cutting something here? Merciless Color's a little medium in this format. I'm going to board that. There's enough decks with random poopers that card's kind of medium. I think I like this. The resources in this deck are going to be a little stretched. It's actually nice that we have fixing. This is 8, 9, and then 6 here. So this is 6, 7, 8, and then 8, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blood. That's probably fine. I think I like Takahiro as the champion here. Any socketed cards? I do have a socketed card. Thank you for letting me know, Hex. Huh. Do I want speed on this? Yeah, I've never drafted him in Blood before. Let's put speed on this bad boy. Select a battle board. What screams Taka Hero? I haven't played on my wizard battle board in a while. I've got Runeer. Yeah, let's do the Runeer sleeves. Let's do it. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah, that's way hotter. Yep. Usually killing something. I concur. Playing against Skullzor on Winter Moon. Keep this hand sweet. Got all of our thresholds perfectly lined up. Put a non-resource on top here, especially since we just drew this Dread Harvest. Go Blight Bush on 2. Threaten a block on here. How many Coyotls they have? Play this out as opposed to this one because if my opponent plays an X1 out next turn, I can play this and then sack it to Takahiro as a surprise to gain 3 life and draw a card and then get his Deathcry trigger on something. Takahiro? Alright, I think I'm just going to attack with this. You want to trade here, I'm fine with that. And then a 1-3 is actually kind of annoying for us, so I'm going to go ahead and just bin this and kill their 1-3 off here. Okay. Fight Sapphire troops. Cannot fight wild troops. Pretty solid curve of removal here. Nothing to do, huh? So, Redling. Ash with my squad. And so, like, Takahiro's starting life total looks low, but what? Sure. This card wasn't main deckable in Constructed, except in really inbred formats. I'd be interested to see if it's actually playable in Limited. I feel like gaining 8 life isn't very good a lot of the time, but maybe it's extra good with Winter Moon because, like, you just want to stall so you could snowball your card advantage. It also gives you something to kind of aggressively put in your discard pile. Man, Winter Moon's really good in Limited, huh? Because it puts something in your bin. Or what's what I'm saying? The things it puts into your deck, you're more likely to find faster. Don't dingle me. Guess they could suffocate me too. Wish request granted. Was not dingled. Thank you, opponent, for granting my one request. Wish granted. It's kind of annoying that they haven't played anything that Iron Maw can kill yet. Well, so I get to do this and hit my champ power and sacrifice the Strudel. Alright, knock the last card out of your hand. Fighters in your deck. Alright, they're on E, but their next troop that comes up is going to be pretty large, right? Like, it's got both of these Prophecy on because this triggers on other Coyotls. This is a rare. Like Shuku's Garden? Sure, that's not very good. Oh, I forgot to put my deck list up. I just wanted to go look and see what cards we had to draw to, and I was like, oh wait, my deck list isn't there. I don't really have any more bombs, do I? Attack seems great for us. Getting a lot of life, though. Life per Dreadling that dies. Cheap Shot's actually okay. It means I can use this plus the Cheap Shot to trade for this guy. Interesting. Just want to shuffle that back in, maybe? Well then. That's going to be... Joku's Garden is normally not very good in non-Dreadlings decks, but that's going to be pretty difficult to race. They're getting 6 life here. Probably gonna see them activate this. We need to save this Dark of Night for whatever bomb they draw. I wonder if I messed up and was just supposed to have played this Iron Maw out and just like have a 5-power guy to be beating down with. I feel like at this point I'm pretty committed to sitting on it. I don't actually know. I feel like it might be. It's like a gain 3 plus it replaces itself. Do they have 4 eggs in their deck? They have 2 eggs in their deck. Or wait, does that put 4 in? How many eggs does that put in? No, it's just 2. Just 2. And again, like, they gained a bunch of life here, but, like, I'm attacking for a lot, right? Well, that's a bit of a tilt. It's pretty good. There's another 6 power to the table. They had, like, exactly enough resources to do that. I don't think I have to worry about any speed troops out of them. Night Sky Stargaze that they put in earlier. They have a big one coming up here too at some point. Because like they already had one of these prophecies into their deck, and they had a couple of prophecies from that other Coyotl in their deck. Jackling Strands, sure. I wonder if I'm just supposed to go Iron Maw, Dark of Night, kill your thing here. I feel like I am. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. I feel like I should have done this a while ago. I feel like I messed this up. Or like it hits some Dreadlings and I'm gonna be sad. Like I would have had a 5-power guy out a while ago at this point. We're down to 10. Sacrifice one of these to draw a card. Some health. Pet opponent. But like, even if they have one blocker here, that's a spider, we should be able to attack through still. Need them to not generate Dreadlings. Like if they play another Shoku's Guard, we're gonna be up a creek without a paddle. My opponent spent a lot of time gaining life this game, but they weren't playing cards that impacted the board while they were gaining that life. So I was able to kind of just amass a board position and then attack through here. They do have a very scary Prophecy troop coming out at some point, but again, just one troop here isn't going to be good enough for my opponent. Yep. I don't think I'm gonna change anything. Do I want this hatchery bodyguard against my opponent? Putting 6 eggs into the Wintermoon deck seems pretty good. This butcher, bring this in. Is that ridiculous? Cut the butcher and bring this in? That's true. They didn't actually commit a lot of troops to the board, did they? Is the color better than Iremaw? They really didn't show us a lot of things that Iremaw could kill, but, like, they also... The cheap shot was okay. Maybe I'm doing this, just, like, cutting 2 cheap removal for some bigger things. I'll do this. This game's gonna go long. We're on the draw. Game's likely going to go long, and we're on the draw. Sounds fine. Need some resources, but it's pretty good. I can't remember the last time I opened a support ticket. It's been a while since I've had connection issues. Used to have connection issues occasionally, but... There's that guy, and this could have been a butcher. This doesn't really matter because we have this blight bush here. I imagine they probably had, if people had issues over the weekend, if your amount of support requests are proportional to the number of people you have playing, they definitely had a huge uptick in the number of people playing over the weekend. We do need a blood here at some point, you're not wrong. There's an easy block here, don't mind that trade at all. Oh yeah, yesterday was a holiday in the US, I don't know if, it's not for every employer. It's technically a holiday yesterday. I'm gonna sit on this Cruel Venom Blade. I would much rather have a 5-4 than a 2-1 here. Yeah, Jake got off at school yesterday for Columbus Day. Yep. Like a blood shard, please. Dang, look at that. Look at that quality fixing right there. This merciless color in here. I'm gonna hold on to my champ power for now. Got our hand's really good here, right? Like, we got a bunch of bombs. We've got an extra draw in the bank. God, that would have been terrifying with those Shoku's Gardens last game. Could you imagine how much health they would have gained? Good lord, Arcane Soil is terrifying in Winter Moon in a limited deck. Ding, ding, ding. Attack with these. I'm gonna go ahead and play this Green Paw Emancipator out here. I think I'm just passing the turn again. Just gonna pass the turn again, just leave my extra power on the table for now. There's a 5-7. Alright. It's gonna be our Dark of Night target. Hopefully we don't get verdicted or something silly. This guy. If that would have died, we could have actually been in trouble there. Tracked him for a good bit here. This is like 12 coming across. I think I'm going to go ahead and hit this now. But that seems fine, especially since I have... I'll just use our resources efficiently for the turn 2. And now this will give us a Dreadling to sacrifice next turn, which is nice. And it packs it in. Alright, 1-0 with our Bloodwild draft. Jake is watching this show, Declan. You watched your show all morning. Get that! Gold 1 on the ladder. No, Jake is watching just in time. You can watch bots later. You have to share. That'll be right back. He's going to check a diaper. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be finish out this draft at the very least today. Alrighty, look at that. It's the perfects. We're into curve Dread Botanist into Hero Power Sack to Dreadling on 3. Just like we drew it up, really. Shoku the Botanist for 2 charges. They summon a one-shot, summon a Dreadling. It's pretty good. Blight Bush, please. Built. Go ahead and play... I'm willing to trade this for this. So I think I'm going to play this Verdant Mixologist here. Because I'm willing to trade this Verdant Mixologist for their Hatchery Tormentor. Hatchery Tormentor says, at the end of their turn, if they dealt damage to me, they put a Spider Egg in my deck, and I really don't want this to get out of control. Hey, Pinky. Yeah, normally this is a little bit later when I stream. Starting on Friday, actually, might not be this Friday. You can check the stream schedule down below. We posted the vintage videos to my YouTube channel from this morning already, though. Wow, that's obnoxious. Holy crap. That just, yep, alright. Well, that's a 5-4. Yep. Well then. That's a biggin. That was such a nuts curve for my opponent. I mean, to be fair, yay, ding, 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 we have removal. It's easier for people on other continents to watch my content a lot of the time than people in America, because my content is US daytime for America. I'm gonna be aggressive and attack with all of these, try to pressure my opponent out of the game. I don't know about video, but this How to Hex article I have written here kind of explains the basics of the game and kind of puts it in Magic terminology, if you're familiar with that game. If you don't have a TCG background in general, I'm actually not sure about any just generic TCG type things for Hex. We're actually getting in a pretty good spot here now, right? Like, we've got 2 guys in the bid now, so this Shadow Blade Slicer is going to get to scrounge 3 to give something -3/-3 here. We're ahead on board. We've got this cheap shot as well, so I feel like we're favored at this current point in time, but I'm also a little bit low on health too, so my opponent could definitely have some fast Dreadling shenanigans to steal the game. Would you play different art charge if they were able? Yeah, probably. Perfect. Yeah, if you have any questions about specifics, definitely feel free, definitely ask after reading that. That's a little scary. Yep. So hopefully my opponent blocks one of my Dreadlings here. If they block one of my 2 Dreadlings here, I'm going to be able to Shadow Blade Slicer plus Cheap Shot to kill this. We'll see how scared they are. Actually, if they block one, I can just Shadow Blade Slicer to kill it, right? Pass here. Wow, that's good. Well done. Alright, well, I think the play to win line here is double block plus cheap shot this, so they don't draw a bunch of cards and I don't have to chump block. That's a good one to hit. And so these 2 trade. I take 4, I go to 5. I'm going to get to Well of Ancients for a wild, make a Dreadling, sack the Dreadling to gain some life. Kind of a tilt that I hit a spider already. Go ahead and hit this. Gain 3 life, draw a card. I go ahead and play the Shadow Blade Slicer, avoiding these 3 to kill their 1/3 here. Then I go ahead and play the Spirit Bound Spy. They're going to be able to hit me to 5 here, but maybe we'll be in a position to race. The fact that they hit this, if they hadn't hit this spider here, we'd actually be in a pretty good spot. I didn't have a 3rd troop in my discard pile last turn. Should I have killed the spider? Oh, that's an interesting question. Yeah, maybe killing the spider was better. I didn't think about that. Yeah, they're both the same power. Have a scroll of Yazuket. Alright, we're super dead. Nope, this guy's scrounge 3. This card says whenever a troop is put into a discard pile from anywhere, you get a token on it, and then at the start of their turn, if there's 6 or more tokens on it, they get a Blasphemous Horror. I'm not gonna be able to beat that. If they would have bricked off there, maybe we could beat a 6/6, but putting another set like that onto the board, we were definitely out of it. They just had too much early pressure. Submit here. Oh, this actually can't battle any of their things. This is probably just fine as a 5/4 for 5. It gets worse than Hatchery Brood Guard. Yeah, that's probably the case. Their deck's solid. Honestly, the only reason we were so behind that game was because the opponent had the turn 2 5/4, right? Like, if they had a turn 2 5/4, they were on the draw. But like, I couldn't even imagine if they'd been on the play. But yeah, just the fact that they had the 5/4 so early just like got well under anything we could put together. We were kind of just like playing from the back foot the entire time. Kismet drafts are up, Tar. We have sweet new limited format. So I've been drafting, and the only reason I wasn't really drafting 777 because I didn't really enjoy the format, but this format seems sweet. It has a lot of the things that I like about 6x5. I also can't play the Bash this weekend. I have a friend's wedding to go to on Saturday, and I have Sunday free, and Sunday is a Kismet Clash, so I am practicing limited for that. Oh, what's the draft tally? Sorry, you said I thought that said what's with the drafting lately. The draft tally. I have 3 sleeves. I have 3 sleeves and my wife has 4. Opponent doesn't have a 3rd resource. Okay. My wife and I were doing some drafting together. I think between the 2 of us, we're like 22 and 8 or something like that. So pretty reasonable record overall. We've cashed every draft except for 2 of them. Had 2 O2s that were actually both of the same archetype. The Sapphire Diamond Skies archetype kind of feels like a trap. We had 1 3-0 with a Sapphire Diamond deck. I think it was on stream. But like outside of that one like really good draft, the archetype just feels like pretty underpowered overall. I don't have anything extra to sacrifice this game. Yeah, I had a 3-0 with Diamond Sapphire Flyers, but I also had 2 O2s, so like no, that's not true. I had an O2 and a 1-2. I'm gonna sacrifice this and kill their 2-1. But it's just like, from a more objective standpoint too even, I feel like my Diamond Sapphire decks have been, like, even my 3-0 Diamond Sapphire deck was worse than the other decks that I drafted at 3-0. Mono Diamond Flyer Splash Furico. Like, I had a good Sapphire Diamond deck. I'm just saying the good Sapphire Diamond deck I had felt worse than the other 3-0 decks that I've had. Like, the other 3-0 decks I had was like, man, these decks were great and powerful, and the 3-0 Diamond Sapphire Skies deck was like, well, this was, like, passable, I guess. Nothing to really write home about. Opponent stabilizing pretty hard and fast here. I wonder if I'm just supposed to play this as a flyer. I feel like I am. I feel like I'm in the market for just like playing a 3-3 flyer. Merciless color. Yeah, that's fine. I don't really have good attacks here. I really don't want them to shrink my Shadow Blade Slicer because this just has some dead and 4 in the air. Yeah, definitely big Kitty fan. Actually, honestly, the thing I'm most excited about is like next weekend with the Immortal Championship moving to Sunday. That means I can play Standard on Saturday and Immortal on Sunday, just like play Hex Constructed all weekend. Sounds fantastic. Sure. Well, Immortals, like, technically existed for a little while, right? Trade this here, eat this. Yeah, what Rogue said, there hasn't really been good support for it. I'm excited to play some Sapphire Wild turns. I'm excited to play some Terror Mill. There are a lot of reasons to be excited. Man, so we've drawn 9 resources out of 16 out of our deck right now. I think I'm just going to sack this to my champion power. Like, try and find another Bob here, unless you have a trick of some sort. Man, what a tilt. I don't have anything to sack to my champion power now. I traded the bunny on the off chance we drew our Green Paw Emancipator. Still dead in 2 to this, so... God, what a tilt. Guess I'm glad one of them was just a resource, I suppose. Empowered Concuss. Alright. That's one I don't want to play, because if I make this... If I kill this, it's going to make this guy smaller, which means this isn't lethal on board. Terror Mill does get marginally better with the second Mill Gem. And, to top that off, that gives them another turn. That's a tilt. Yeah, we have 2 Dread Harvests and an Ice, so 16 is fine. No longer lethal. I think I'm just going to take this hit. This buys them another turn, which is a little annoying. Hopefully I can just, like, draw a troop that I can sack to this. Yeah! How do you like being mind-routed, opponent? How do you like it? Taste it! Lordy. Ugh. Huh. Alright, they don't draw anything here, they're dead. Alright, so they're dead. You're dead to buy. Remember when I played a 3/3 flyer for 5? Good dudes, opponents do for a resource, right? Let me tell you about troops with flying. They're great. They're more than good. They're great. Hope everyone's having a great Tuesday. Thanks for hanging out here today, doing some drafting time. Vintage ran late this morning, so we're doing some Hex in the afternoon as opposed to the morning. This hand needs some blood, but we got 9 blood in our deck, so let's hope for it. Hey! Oh, it's good to be on the whitelist, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to be on the whitelist. For those wondering why my mic is currently muted, it's because there's some toddler salt going on here in my lap. It's tough being 2. It's even tougher being 2 when your brother doesn't get along with you. Huh, am I supposed to mixologist here? Yeah, I'm actually gonna mixologist here so I can go Dread Harvest plus Blightbush next turn. It's okay, see, you're fine. Oh, you telling on Jake? What did Jake do? He pushed you with his arm? Huh. The green pot means I don't want to use this turn, right? I think that's true. Now I want to use this to guarantee my green paw next turn, I think. I was going to use this and just jam the Blightbush in, but now that I hit this, I'm just going to wait. What do you think? We should wait to play the green paw Emancipator, right? Does my opponent look like they need some emancipation? Sure. Green Paw is a 4/3 for 5 that on deploy he summons 2 1/1s and he gives those 1/1s +1/+1. He also has Empower, so you could double every number on him, make him a 10 cost that makes 4 guys, which is like Dece plus. Please don't push my keyboard. Please don't push my keyboard, toddler. Oh, he powers up Dreadlings too, because he gives Shroom. I forgot he was a lord for Dreadlings. You are a toddler turd, you know that? You're a turdler. Toddler turd. Turdler for short. There's a 6/6 Smash Magus. It's kind of scary. I'm gonna go ahead and scrounge this, I think. Put this into play as a 5/4 so it can trade with the Smash Magus. You're funny, kid. Hopefully they don't conscript anything too scary here. I feel like we've got the board in check right now. Blood would be great here. Rockcast is okay. No, I want this to be a little bit bigger, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and attack with this, I think. If they double block here, I'm gonna Rockcast this. Deal. Okay with that one. Here's hoping for nothing too scary off that conscript. Oh, Rockcast is double blood. Lol. Well, I'm glad they didn't double lock then. That'd have been fine. It worked itself out. Ooh, spring renewal on there. That's pretty good. That means whatever 4 they made off of here must not be too scary. Sure, you have a Dreadling. Probably gonna sacrifice this Blight Bush to Zenthos Hunger this turn. We miss a Blood Shard. Alright, so we hit a Blood. What does that mean for me? I think it means I'm sacking this to draw a card. I think it means I'm playing this. Just killing an Eager Lackey. I think I just want to pressure them in the sky. I want to do this. This lets them shrink this. I think I'm okay with that. Sequencing here is a little bit medium. They could, like, go block and finish off the 2/2 that they block. Okay, sure. I assume this is going to get smaller. Just killing that. Deal. Happy to keep my 3/3 there. I just said that I think the Immortal News is a great, Rancher. I think it's a good, solid addition to the Hex offerings. I'm excited to see where all they go with everything. Red Factory, that's really good, especially with, oh, geez, sweet. I can exhaust this, and then sack that to this. And then next turn, this will start making 2/2/2s. Man, that's good. That's good. They have some health sitting in the bank here, too, because they can crack this for 2 Dreadlings. Politicus Duke. Yep. Huh. I hope they attack with this 9/9 this turn. Ew. Ew. Well, now they have to. Well then, huh. Can I beat this 9/9? This is the copy, right? End of combat void. So I can go block, 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 block. Cheap shot this. This dies. Zenthos Hunger this. Yeah, I think that's the line. Right, this is 9 and this is 8. Okay, I'm gonna do that. So, remember when we said we were hoping their thing wasn't scary? Oh, we got. I'm a little sad to lose my Dreadling Anthem here. But, like, we are killing them in the air, too. So we've got that going for us. They're a little bit on defense thanks to our Dreadlings. Like this turn I get to go 2 cost, 2 cost, 2 cost. Hey Jacob, you want to sit by Dad? You got to build the train on your own for now, bud. Dad's working. Pass back. And remember, this Underworld Decree is going to give them some more health off the Shoku Garden here at some point. Hopefully they don't have another way to return this stupid thing to their hand. If they return this to their hand and then replay it as a 12-12, we're going to be super dead. They could also be working towards enabling, they have a couple of that thing that makes a bunch of Shroom Pin. The thing that puts the 1/1s into play. Seems like a reasonable thing they could have. That's pretty good. I'm just going to take 5 and race here, right? Seems like the line. Like, I'm attacking for a bunch this turn. I'm making 3 Dreadlings. Seems great. Space Smash Face. Oh, this has speed. Actually, just 1 short there. If I would have hit a... If I would have hit a wild, we would have killed them. Alright, they hit a Call of the Grave to get this 12-12 back. I should have left this back, actually. I think they're still dead. I guess if they have the 12-12 plus a way to tap this or get it out of the way, we could die here. We'd die exactly. This is gonna make... This doesn't have speed itself, right? Just must attack. Yeah. I should have left this back, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get punished here. I have to jump with my Burly Botanist now, but it was close. Yeah, this should have stayed back. I actually didn't realize this had speed when I attacked with everything. Use opponent. Yay! I got a light devotive sleeve. It's my 4th one. Alright. Oh. So, save. So my deck list goes back up. I need to update my deck list tool so it works better with limited. Think I want either Kismet or PA. So catch up on my Discord messages later. Thank you everyone for hanging out here this afternoon. I do appreciate it. Remember, if you're enjoying what you see, please hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. Those methods both support myself financially directly so I can spend more time producing wonderful Hex and TCG content and less time doing other things. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. HexPrimal.com will have to buy and sell Hex TCG singles with you. If you use code Jeff5 at checkout on their website, you'll save 5% on all of your singles orders with them. And InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12 on their website. You can... sorry, I'm fixing my But you can save 12% on your orders, custom playmats, mouse pads, and sleeves with them if you do physical TCG stuff as well. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from their wide selection of custom artwork on their website. I've cached all of my drafts except for two. I had two really bad Diamond Sapphire decks that I don't think I'm going to draft that archetype too much more. Or 2-0 in this draft, so, or 2-0 in this draft, so looking for one more. Hello, Tiny Dugget. I think this draft is going to be it for today. It's tough to do the streams when both the kids are around. That's why I've been doing the streams in the mornings when Jake's at preschool. Yeah, Wild actually seems like the strongest shard combination. How much are drafts in Hex? They are $7 US. One platinum equals 1 penny, essentially. But you can also get free draft tickets from, like, doing, you also get free draft tickets from doing things like account leveling, and you can earn booster packs to sell for platinum and stuff like that. I think this hand seems fine. Needs a couple of resources, but it's pretty reasonable otherwise. Not super exciting. I don't think these 8 decks are usually super aggressive. He says his opponent plays a 1-1 for 1. A 2-drop of our own. It's good. Take our 1 with a smile here. 1-2 with Fate Weave. That seems pretty mediocre. Dread Harvest. Basically a resource. That's why this deck only has 16 shards in it, but we have 2 Dread Harvests as well, because it grabs a wild shard out of our deck in addition to generating Dreadling value for us. If they attack here, I'm blocking. Yeah, I don't want to block that one. Hopefully we draw a non-slow shard here. We could just Zenthos Hunger and use this to kill this. Ding, ding. So, I'm actually a liar. I'm going to wait a turn to play the Hunger, and the reason for this is I want to make sure I get a Dreadling with every wild threshold possible, because I have both my Cruel Venom Blade and my Shadow Blade Slicer in my hand, which demand a total of 5 troops in my bin to scrounge both. Oh, you know what? I wasn't blocking this. I should have attacked. Now that means they get a free attack with that. You want that? Opponent still doesn't have a second threshold. I wonder if they have a second type of threshold in their deck or not. How long is Kismet draft going on for? We don't actually know. All your other and all zones get +1/+1. That's kind of scary. I don't think they've given us a date on the Kismet stuff yet, right? That's a weird block. I'm gonna go ahead and play this as a 5/4 here. This is a little bit... It's possible I should just Hunger there while I have the Dreadling fodder to sacrifice to it. Next turn I can go Butcher plus Verdant Mixologist, which is nice. I would guess they're going to do these until the next set drops, but I in no way officially represent Hex, so take that with a grain of salt. Alright, well, let's take this opportunity to use the Hunger. Oh, I'm so dumb. This makes a Dreadling. Ask me why I didn't make a Dreadling with this, because I'm dumb. It's just... There's nobody's lying here. Why did I miss that point of damage? Because I wasn't thinking about it. Good, clean live-in. They should be at 21. An Ardent Troop in their hand. Interesting. There's the Ardent Troop that they had. Alright, let's play this. I'm going to put a resource on top of my deck because I really need a second blood in order to get going here. What do I want to do? I think I want to just butcher this to preserve my life total. And then probably play this Wazashi War Bunny. Although I guess I want to play this Dread Botanist out. Because this way, if I hit a blood next turn, this will make a Dreadling so I can sacrifice to choose my champion power. It's possible I should be conservative with that Butcher. Oh, you're right. Yeah, correct. Yeah, you're right. It's possible. They must be Mono Diamond. It's possible I should have saved that Butcher since the Shadowblade Slicer could have killed their Talonkeep Watcher. Although I guess if I hit a Blood Shard, instead of playing this, if they don't give me something to kill, I can just go War Bunny plus Burly Botanist is pretty good. The way they're attack. Wow, that's an aggressive attack. Deal. I guess they think they're the beatdown. We're gonna let them know how wrong they are. Gonna let them know how wrong they are. Blood Shard, please. Ding. Fries are done. Alright. So I've got 1, 2, 3 troops in here. Let's go ahead and play this. Void these 3. I'm gonna hit my one-shot on my Verdant Mixologist to play this War Bunny out, which will give all of my Shroomkin +1 power. And this Dreadling's gonna get in an attack for 2 here. And then we'll sacrifice it to gain 3 life and draw a card. I think which champion you're playing is going to depend on what cards you have to support that your archetype. I have 3-0'd with Bloodspinner Zorath. I've 2-1'd with a couple of Shoku decks. Maybe I got a 3-0 with the Shoku deck. I don't remember. And this is Take Hero now. So I think, like, what enablers and what payoffs you have are going to dictate which of those champions you're most interested in playing in the archetype. Which is, again, one of the reasons why this format is so sweet and interesting. Like, having so many champions really adds a lot of depth to the format, it feels like. Sacrifice this. Alright, well that's 10 of our 16 shards, so there's only 6 shards left in 20 cards here, so we're bound to draw a lot of gas for the rest of this game. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the 777 format. The 777 format is really synergy-based and doesn't have a lot of interaction in it, it feels like, and this format is more about drafting... That sucks. It's more about drafting powerful cards and just having, like, cohesive interaction. Worst. We're out of extra draws at this point, so next turn... We're probably just, like, smashing with all our 2-power guys. Unless, of course, they hit the shard for their champion power finally, which they're pretty likely to hit at some point here, right? Yep. So their 6 resources pretty good for them. They still have 2 more cards in their hand, too, which is kind of scary. They're going to have 3 flying power now. I might just smash with all my... That's really good. It's also very good, and they don't have a lot of cards left in their deck, so putting a bunch of eggs in their deck seems potential for good. I'm just going to go ahead and attack with my Grizzly Bears here at this point. If they want to eat this and give me 2 1/1s, it keeps the same amount of power in play for me. Likely connecting for 6 here. It might double up on one of these other ones too, just like block, double block. Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You want to eat that one first. Hopefully my opponent starts to draw some resources now at this point. Or our spiders, one of the two. I played almost twice as many resources as they have this game, and our deck certainly has less resources in it than theirs. That is kind of insane. Yeah, you shouldn't hold resources in Hex. You want to activate your champ power as often as, unless there's a reason why you wouldn't want to activate your champ power, you shouldn't hold resources to bluff in Hex. You're only going to get punished for doing so. If I draw 2 shards back to back, I'm going to want to activate my champion power when I draw that second one. You will lose far more games holding resources to bluff like that than you will win. Light and Swift Strike. Yep. It's kind of annoying. Okay. This Daybreak's actually really obnoxious too, although I guess these are just negating each other now at this point, right? Cheap shots, pretty good. Let's go. Like, most people aren't in positions to play around things anyways. Like, so you're not really gaining a lot of percentage points by doing things like that a lot of the time. Cheap shot was definitely one of our better draws there. Shot this Dorko. Means the Stredling eats it. Wow, that's an insane conscript. Holy crap. So Dread Technomancer is bigger if you have artifacts in your discard pile. And we have a bunch of Dreadlings in our discard pile. So I'll take a 6/6 off my conscript, yep. Praise be to RNGesus and the whitelist that I'm a part of. Alright, so what am I doing here? So I think in games that are going to go longer, does it feel like these games are going to go longer? Oh, we've got Vine Lash, and we were ready. We drafted with this matchup in mind. We drafted at several points. I was like, and this is for when we play against Ada, and this is for when we play against Ada, and then we played against Ada in the finals. Man, what do I want to cut? I definitely want the Enchanter and the Vine Lash. Oh, Ironwater Skyguard. Yeah, I like that. Need 2 cuts here, then. Krill Venom Blade's kind of medium, right? I guess it's just like a big beater, right? Is playing a big beater worthwhile? Definitely want the Slicer. Got this Life Fleerist, maybe? Perhaps the Butcher? I like Mixologist. I like 2-2. I think the 2-2's better than the 1-2. We're also not, like, ramping to anything too huge, so I think the one-shot from this is fine as opposed to this. This is fine. Well, I guess I'm, like, going up a 5-drop, so, like, going up a 5-drop and cutting this seems a little loose. And we're on the draw. YOLO. Perfect. Fate Weaver resource to the top of our deck here. Hopefully curve right out to 5. Some early pressure from these Blight Bushes. Ding, ding, ding. I think I still want a resource with this, right? Actually, so this isn't super intuitive, but I'm actually going to play the non-slow shard on 1, because if I draw a 5th resource next turn, I don't want another resource. So I'm just going to wait, because I have 2 2s here. I can go 2-drop on 2, 2-drop non-slow shard, or slow shard on 3, and I think that's fine. Perfect. Yeah, look at that. Rewarded for good play. Just, like, lets me wait to make this decision with minimal punishment, since I'm going to get to curve out naturally anyways. Opponent has second threshold in their deck. That's strange. And, like, here we go, like, we actually drew another resource after that. So if I would have Fate Weaved a resource here on 1, I would have actually drawn 3 straight resources in a row, which would not be super exciting. See if they attack for 4 here or not. It's aggressive. Yeah, they were definitely hellbent at one point last game. So either they just, like, never drew it, or they didn't have them, or what? Maybe they boarded into Sapphire cards in a grindier matchup? Man, this start is good for them. Start is really insane on their part. Wow. Alright, let's do this. This holds the 3/3s at bay. And the next turn, I could use this. This is definitely one of their best starts, right? Like, they curved right out of here. They went 2, 3, 4, 4. Here you go. Okay, green pod's pretty good on our side of the table. Hopefully we can dodge removal from them. How am I just dead?
Dude, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Look it. All right, that goes right there. Look at that. Look at that. You build the puzzle too? You put the other pieces in?
Yeah. All right, so reassess. Huh. Put this butcher back in. Our Dreadling plan seems a lot a bit worse, right? I guess they probably don't. Yeah, maybe I just want spat. That's what I was thinking. Do I just want, like, this to, like, beat them down? Well, I guess that needs Dreadlings to work, right? Is Blightbush not worthwhile? He doesn't really block anything meaningful that they have. No, I don't think I want color against Ada. No, we can't cut a Harvest. Harvest is basically a shard. It also enables our champion power.
Hey. You're crabby, huh? Does Declan need a nap today, maybe? There you go. You're missing one piece. Go find it.
All right, game 3 for the 3-0 here. This is gonna be the last game of the afternoon to wrap things up. Sounds good. It needs a bunch of resources, but it is good. We curve out to 5, we're going to be in a good spot, but we basically need to draw, like, 3 resources in our first 4 draws. Probably miss for a turn or 2, unless they have the nuts curve like they did last game. Realistically, we're, like, probably almost never beating what they did last game. I'd keep that hand on the draw, Bob. I don't think the payoff was worth the risk. And, like, that's how I evaluate hands like that where you're missing a threshold. Like, I have to ask myself the question, like, if this hand hits, am I guaranteed to win the game? And I don't think the answer to that question was yes with that hand. Well, that was a really good card to draw on, too. Hopefully we draw a 3rd resource now. Curve right on out here, hopefully. Nope. That's a sad way to lose the finals. This is an instance where this card's much worse than, what's it called, would have been Life Lyrist, right? This was a Life Lyrist, would be much happier. That being said, this Iron Ball is going to come down and just, like, take a chunk out of my opponent here. I would like to eat your 1-3. Hopefully we can get a couple more resources here, curve this into this. Or a turn behind. Yep. Just gonna play this here. God, that's nuts. I just had multiple of these every single game. Well, Dark of Night's a good hit. Not that it's going to be particularly useful because of our... This guy can't actually eat these once it gives him -1 power. Sad. I guess we still have it on defense. Because I want to keep this back to block. I don't have anything else that can block this guys, and they're going to have phantoms here in a second. Like, my goal is to gum the ground up here. Like, I don't want to trade. I don't want to trade this for this. That's a bad trade for me. I kill one of these flyers here. And then hopefully I'm gonna hit a shard. What if he triple blocks? Like the smart money there is to like block everything. You kill both the hunters. No, that's not true. Then I still deal with these phantoms. Then I still deal with these phantoms. You are okay. So yeah, I disagree with your line. I think this card is worth more than trading with one Talon Keep Hunter. That's my assessment on this board. Is that this card is worth more than trading with one singleton Talon Keep Hunter. You are correct that I could have offered a trade of this for a Talon Keep Hunter. I think that's a bad trade for me. You're allowed to disagree with that assessment, but I think that trade is not favorable for me. Vine Lash is a good draw. Wow. So now I'm gonna attack with this. And then they're probably gonna block. Oh, I guess they can block with this. What do they do? If they kill, they didn't kill it. Okay. Huh. I think I'm just gonna do this. Put some eggs in their deck. And then next turn I could do Smash Magus plus Vine Lash. What do you want, D? What do you want? You wanna watch Bus? You wanna watch Tayo? No. And see, again, like, this thing is keeping all of my opponent's flight troops at bay. That's why this card, that's why I think Cyane's line in chat is very incorrect. Like, this card is worth more than trading with my opponent's one Talonkeep Hunter, is basically what it comes down to. And like that's the question you want to ask yourself. Like, am I okay with this exchange? And I think the answer to that question for me in that position was no, I am not. Which is why I didn't take it. Oh, I should probably kill this because of this, right? Well, I guess like the 5/6 doesn't even really do anything on this board, right? Yeah, I think I'm actually fine with them reverting this. I think I'd rather hold this in case they have another Talonkeep, the defender guy. They have another watcher. Reverting the Dread Factory isn't very good for them either, so... I mean, like, reverting this is fine. Like, it's a 2-3 versus a 5/6. At some point, I'd get another thing, but, like, I don't think this card being a 5/6 is necessarily going to make or break this board by any stretch of the imagination. Festering Decay, huh? Okay, so that could have let me punch through there, which would have been nice. So what's our plan at this point to, like, break parity here? It's, like, draw our Shadowblade Slicer or our, what's it called? Our Greenpaw Emancipator? I guess we're also just, like, slowly killing them with this Nightfall, right? They have, the Daybreak thing in their deck at some point, though. It was a very good card for them to draw. Maybe conscript another 6/6. Holy crap. Please don't have another socketed card. Oh, that has flight. Okay, so I can Vine Lash that. I'm gonna wait and Festering Decay that. Okay. I think I have enough Scrouge fodder. Just don't deck. Yeah, hopefully not. The Greenpaw Emancipator will also be like a 10/6 when we empower it, so... Hopefully the Greenpaw is not like our hopefully the Greenpaw is like above the bottom 5 cards in our deck. I wonder if I should have brought in a Nature's Rain to kill their Treacherous Pass. Because, like, Oh, that's really good. Really good. That breaks the board parity. So many of these things. Oh, that's like too little too late. I guess it puts us back to board parity, right? They can kill this, and then these two together hold back their talent keep. If I'd have just had this one turn sooner, I would have been able to kill their other talent keep. Oh, good call, Tom. Yeah, that was the better line. I should have waited to see if this blocked a Dreadling. It could have, potentially. Assuming they blocked that way, it wouldn't have, so. They're both due to draw some resources here. That becoming a 4/7 is actually kind of a big deal, because I don't have anything that can block it profitably now. I'm going to start taking some hits from this. Well, Rock Cast and a Butcher in my deck that can kill this. A little bit faster than my 16 current clock here. Great, well the good news, there are only 6 shards left in our deck. Third of our deck is shards. Please let us find our green paw next turn. Would be great. More than good. Green paw would make our Dreadling start attacking for 3. Yeah, one of our 0 power spiders here. He's gonna chump this 4 power guy. I don't have anything to get rid of this, or I should have brought in a Nature's Reigns, because when we saw this, I should have brought in a Nature's Reigns, at least. I mean, that's the thing, I guess. 4/4. Have to trade two of their things off to deal with this. Oh no, wait, this can just eat this, right? So we're back to a board stall. Deal. Our opponent's gonna deck before we are, right? Because they have 3 eggs in their deck right now. I want to say that's the case. So you see, I empowered him very quickly there. So he makes 4 guys when he comes into play now, and he gives all of his friendos +2/+2. Here's my 3/3s. There are many like them, but these ones are mine. They have 2 free blocks here. Well, they have 1 Light of Day in their deck, which gives them a daybreak. I have a what's it called in my deck, right? I have the card that I have an Arachnophobia in my deck. It's gonna put some more eggs in their deck too, but I guess that doesn't matter. Alright, sweet. The Shroom Pin can attack next turn too. I think that Emancipator is gonna allow us to take this game over. They don't have removal here for him. What do you want? These are empty, dude. You want this? Opponent concede? Is that what happened? I feel like they conceded. What are my... Oh yeah, okay, sweet. They conceded. No, another sweet O. Another quick draft. Unfortunately, I have some writing that I have to finish up for... But God, it's at 6 of 8. No, I'm gonna be an adult. Someone else go draft with these people. Anyways, thank you everyone for watching. I'll be back on tomorrow morning. Wednesday morning is all Hex all morning. We're gonna fire up about 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we're gonna play for 3.5 hours. We'll probably do multiple drafts during that time. I need to get that done. Dino appreciates when I get my articles in on time.